Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Matt with Green Bar Trading. So this is going to be a video that's going to be a part of a new series where I go over one of my trades of the previous week. So we're going to look into, how I found the stock, why I traded the stock, where I got in, where I got out, how much I made off of it, or how much I lost off of it. It's not always going to be a winning trade. Sometimes we'll go over a trade of the week, will be a losing trade. So, I think it'll be a pretty good series for, new traders, even traders that have been trading a long time, to see a real trade and a real breakdown of exactly the charts and what I was looking at. So this trade was taken on Friday the 13th. So August 13th, Friday morning. And this is the chart. So this is SPRT. The stock was found on our pre-market gap scanner. So running the scanner in the morning, and I will link that actually in the description for you guys. It's a very simple scan to run, and all I do is sort the percentage gainer from the highest to the lowest. And then I just focus on those top, few leading gappers, the ones that have the most volume, the ones that fit my criteria for a stock that I think is going to be willing, a good stock to trade. Other day traders, I believe, will be looking at a stock like this. So this stock in particular is a stock that just jumped up on the scanner at about 8:45 in the morning. So 8:45 a.m., I'm sitting at my computer. At that point already, I've already seen stocks that I've either traded or I want to trade. So sometimes they will pop up, well into the pre-market session. That's why you have to have these scanners constantly on and being monitored. So SPRT, it jumped up on the scanner, and then I start to look at some criteria. So one of those criteria that I look at is the stock's float, okay? In SPRT's case, the float was 15 million shares. Now that is very, very low. I love trading low float stocks. Those are the stocks that will give you these parabolic moves. By that, I mean just going up 20% in about 20 minutes. That's a lot. They could even do that quicker than that. Like you see here, once the market opens up at 9:30 a.m., you get a move from $9 to $11 in about 10 minutes or so. These are the types of stocks, since they have such a low float, that you can really capitalize on. So that is one of the criteria that I really look at. And then I like to look and see, is SPRT a stock that has, previous runner, we call it runner, where they gap up and they make these big moves that you don't see other stocks really make in one trading day. So this one, for the last couple of weeks, has been a stock that has gone, from, let's see, down here, the $3 range, it has bounced up to the $5 range, the 6 to 7 to 9, back down to the 5s. And then yesterday, not yesterday, but on Thursday, which was the day before, obviously, this morning that the trade took place, the stock went from 680s to about 850. And it actually closed, you can see here on this green bar, at its almost at its high. So that's a very bullish characteristic of a stock that could give you continuation. So anytime a stock will close at its high for the previous day and open up at its high the next morning, that's very bullish. So anyway, that's something that I also saw. So I know at this point, since it already had so much volume on Thursday, that it was going to be a stock that if people saw it on their scanner, would start to trade it. So that's exactly what we did. And, you love to get these opportunities. And, to be honest with you, trying to find these very clear stocks that are going to give you the move instead of trading all the other garbage and trying to just focus on that one clear, obvious stock is what I'm working on as a day trader. So if I just focused on this one stock on Friday, I would have had even more of a profit instead of being a red day. But on this stock right here, this was a $70 profit. So we're going to go over exactly why I got in, where I sold, and the profit, like I said, was $70. So taking 100 shares, which is something that I would normally take on a very volatile stock, especially in the pre-market where you can't set a hard stop. I go in at, I always wait for a pullback, like you can see right here. So it starts ripping up. I see it on the scanner. And then if I just zoom in right here, we'll see that the volume starts to ramp up. Now, when the volume starts to ramp up, that's where we know that there's a lot of other people that are going to be starting to trade this. And what I can't show you here is the level 2 and what I look for while I'm watching and studying the level 2. I saw that price was really volatile and moving around very fast. And every time we broke out of these levels, we were getting big green bars. Like you can see here, we broke this previous level here and then ripped up. Let's see, we went from 860 to 930. These are big moves. You can really capitalize on moves like this. So after this big move, I wait for the pullback. I don't like to chase up here. So I waited for the pullback. It pulled back 20 cents, which I thought was enough to get long for another leg higher. But unfortunately, in this area, I kind of just spun my wheels and didn't go anywhere. So you can see here, got in at 915, sold at 910. If the move doesn't go my way, I just cut the trade. And this is actually a long time for me to hold the trade, 2 minutes. So, usually I'm getting in and it's either moving or I'm cutting it. So that's what I did here. We tried again at basically the same exact price. So I was in at 915. I got back in at 916, but sold at 920. Now, you can see there's a very, very clear level here. This blue line, price is not getting through. But I love when this happens. So this sets up what this pattern is called is a flat top breakout. So what ended up happening after I sold, of course, that's always the case, right? But after I sold, is when price ripped up again. Now, what I do think that I did good with that is I did not chase it, even though I was having amazing amount of FOMO. I wasn't chasing the move up into the 10-10 area. I waited for the first pullback, the first red candle, because this was just a little bit of, an extended move. Even though we were getting, the potential break of 10, these are psychological levels that once they break, they tend to either hold the level or rebid the level, which means they'll break through $10, go to 10.10, come back to 9.90, and then you'll see the level 2 rip up to 10 again, break through 10, come back to 9.95, go back to 10.05, and then eventually will rip up again. So, and that will normally happen if price holds up at the higher level. So after a big move, if price holds up like this, that's a really good sign that there's traders, not selling, they're holding their own, and then you get more buying coming in, which is what happened here. So I got long for the break of 10. So at 9.97, I had to sit through a couple of those pushes up, pull back, push up, pull back, right off of the 9, right off another flat top breakout, we get this beautiful green bar. My favorite bar to be involved with when you're in a trade. This is what gets me going to trade momentum stocks, to get outsized, beautiful green bar moves like that. And, that's where we took about a $45 winner right there. So $45 out of the 70 came in this one green bar. So then the next trade that we took on it happened over here. I don't know why these, whoops. Okay, so the market opens at 9:30. Now this is really, really important. Okay, this green line right here is where the stock opened up at 9:30 in the morning, which is right here. So at 9:30 in the morning is this green bar. It opened up higher, and then it sold off to do a red to green move. I love this move right here. A red to green move for a potential break of pre-market highs is one of the best setups in trading momentum. The only difference between, price only going up and, peaking out over here and selling off is in a hot market, price action would have just kept going to maybe $11, $12, $13. It's just not the market we're in. But that doesn't mean that you can't take the profit, along the way, as long as you get good entrances. So this entrance was a red to green, the break of the open, so the red to green move, the break of the 9, the VWAP, and then just getting long with all of that support below you and trying for the break of the pre-market high. Now, what I did was I sold at the pre-market high, which normally I trade, that's the way that I'll trade, is I'll always take profit around previous resistance. And then if you break that resistance, sometimes I'll then take another trade. But I'll always take profit off the table so that I don't have to sit in this. Because if I wouldn't have sold here, I would have let price come back down. to below where I entered. So instead of getting a nice winning trade here to add to my profit on the stock to get the $70, 2 minutes later, I'm already under where I entered the stock. So, that's something to be said about scalp trading in general. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, new type of series that I'm going to be developing. It's only the first video in the series. I'll get better at explaining this as we go, but I'm going to pick out a couple of trades during the week, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down exactly how we profited off of it, what I looked at, how I found it, where I got in, where I got out, and then on any losing trades, I'm also going to go over what we could have done better. And by watching these recaps, I really think that it's going to help a lot of people, especially people that trade momentum stocks. It'll show you, where good entrances are, what I look for, why these low floats can give such big moves, and why I like scalping so much. Getting in and getting out really quickly, it just fits my personality. I don't like to just hold things, and I don't have the patience for it. But anyway, that's the breakdown on SPRT from August 13th, this past Friday. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I will see you back on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.